You get to go first all the time. Is that? There you go.
No, just kidding. Nick, obviously, offensive line talk is always going to be critical, I think, with this team. With Matt's first game at guard, can you assess how he did there, and just having Luke back, what it meant for all five? And obviously, the opponents are different,
Sure.
but tell us what you saw there, and then what you're expecting out of them this week.
Yeah, I thought the five guys that were out there Saturday were, the five guys that played primarily throughout camp. It was good to get that group back out there together. I thought Matt did some good things. He has explosiveness, he has power, he's able to create movement inside, and I thought he did a nice job. So that group's continuing to get better. Coach Hiller's doing a fantastic job with them. Just stressing the fundamentals, stressing the technique, the effort. What it takes down in and down out to be, an effective and a dominating offensive line. So I thought there were steps in the right direction. I thought the group played harder Saturday. We got a great challenge ahead. So, but I thought, having Luke back was good. Just getting that group of five back together again was a positive. And there was a lot of young guys that got in on Saturday as well and showed some things. So, we're just trying to get better each and every day, all positions, coaches included. And I thought Saturday was a step in the right direction. Still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, Coach, Mike set the bar so high on connecting on deep balls last season, and he seems to think they're going to come. I'm just curious about maybe your assessment of that in the offense and where you guys are and where you guys hope to be, in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we need to throw the ball better vertically down the field. I think that's a fair assessment. Certainly it's a point of emphasis, and it just, creates points. In order to have, a high-scoring offense, you have to create explosive plays. Certainly the run game can help with that, but, across college football and in the NFL, most of the chunk plays come throwing the ball. So that's a collective effort as well. When you throw the ball, all 11 guys have to be on the same page doing the right thing. It starts up front with the protection, with the running backs, with the tight ends, wide receivers, certainly the quarterback, the play call, the design, the timing of that. So that's an area that we need to improve on. We have shown with this group, over the last few years that they're capable of doing it, but it starts in practice. We need to connect on those passes in practice to give the coaches and the players confidence that, when game day comes, that it'll be there and we'll execute that. So it's a, fair point and an area that we need to do better.
Nick, you talked last week about wanting to get Michael in a better rhythm and wanting to play call in such a way that would get him a better rhythm. How much better do you think you did with that this week, especially in the first couple of drives? What do you think you did different, and what was your sort of overall assessment of that?
Well, we blocked a punt and had an interception that gave us, 20-yard field. So that was, if Coach Teagard can do that for us every week, we'll be double thumbs up on that. I thought we ran the ball earlier in the game. Through some easier completions, just created a little bit of rhythm for Michael. And yet there were still areas that we could be better in, relative to throwing and catching. So I thought it was a step in the right direction. I thought Mike played with more confidence. I thought he was more comfortable out there. But the game kind of, as you guys know, the first drive, I think we went however many yards down the field and scored. It was a longer, more methodical drive. We didn't really create a ton of chunk plays in that drive. I think we had a big run on the second play of the game, but other than that, it was, executing, converting a fourth down. After that, we had an interception, so we had the ball shoot on the 10-yard line, 15-yard line. Mike threw the fade for a touchdown, and then we had a block kick. So, we got off to a good start as a team, and certainly special teams and defense had a large part to do with that. But I thought Michael made steps in the right direction. I thought he played with more confidence, completed the ball at a higher rate, but still a lot of work to be done.
I guess kind of talking a little bit about that as well. I think Coach Allen said he felt like with Mike when he has struggled, it's been less about sort of technical stuff and more just about rhythm, confidence, timing. It's not throwing the ball, but was there even maybe a little bit of you that felt like you saw kind of his old comfort when he's just sort of instinctively breaking the pocket, scrambling, taking a hit, even maybe kind of being willing to stick his nose in on that sneak for the touchdown, just stuff that maybe reminds him that he's okay, that physically he's not made of glass, et cetera?
Yeah. I thought he played quarterback. You know, I think it was Coach Walsh, Bill Walsh said, you know, his expectation for his quarterbacks would they get you 2 first downs with their legs every game. You know, that was Joe Montana. So, you know, I think you got to play. You got to, you know, if the pocket, you know, creates room for you to push the pocket and run and get first downs and use your legs when appropriate, you know, you got to play quarterback, you know, and I thought he did that, you know, even on the face mask, I thought he ran strong. You know, he broke the tackle, he ran, slid, got down on the QB sneak. He executed that properly. You know, I just saw some things there to build on. You know, like I said, I thought he looked more comfortable. He looked more confident. I'm sure he was. You know, I'm sure having played the previous week and had that experience getting back on the grass and playing, I'm sure that provided some, you know, a nice boost for him and a nice, you know, just confidence, you know, feeling comfortable being out there. So there was some of that for sure. Him being more decisive, him seeing the field a little bit better, but still work to be done, but I thought he did a nice job.
Cincinnati was a pretty good defensive team last year, and
I'd say so.
a lot of guys back. What do you have to prioritize on Saturday?
I think we have to play clean. You know, I think when you're playing really good teams, you know, they can take advantage of your mistakes, you know, and so you have to play clean. You have to, you know, limit the mistakes. You have to protect the football. You can't have penalties. You can't have missed assignments. So I think that first and foremost is most important. And then I think you have to take advantage of the opportunities that you do get, you know, and they do such a good job defensively. I mean, Coach Fickle and, you know, Coach Freeman last year and Coach Tressel this year, I mean, they're outstanding coaches. I mean, as good as there is. And you just have to execute and take advantage of the opportunities that you get and know that, you know, it's going to come down to a few plays, you know, and you don't know which ones those are. So when you do, you know, schematically put your guys in a position, you know, you got to execute in those moments. And because you're not going to get a ton of them. So they do a great job. It's a huge challenge. We've got to play clean, and we got to take advantage of the opportunities when we get them.
Hey, Coach, we saw some nice variation on plays on the goal line early in the game, one run, one pass. Going forward, is the option something that you are looking to incorporate both on the goal line and to combat some strong third down defense from Cincinnati?
Well, we ran the option in the first game. I don't know if you guys caught that. You know, we ran speed option against Iowa. They had their whole team at the line of scrimmage, and so it was, you know, effective in that moment. So it's an aspect of our offense that we have. You pick your spots, you know, when you want to utilize those parts of your offense. And, you know, the defense has to align for you to have those angles to be able to run those types of plays. So I think in any, you know, style of offense, you're trying to create some type of a conflict. Option football is a very easy one to point out because you have a, you know, a dive key, a pitch key, etc. But whether you're running triple option or RPOs or bootlegs, whatever it may be, you're trying to create some type of a conflict for the defense, some type of eye discipline, you know, conflict for a defender so that they're not just keyed into, hey, if I just look at this guy, I'm good to go. So that's a good question. Sometimes in those situations, the quarterback run element is always emphasized a little bit more, but we'll see. You know, we'll see when we get there Saturday if it presents itself, and if our guys feel comfortable executing those.
Kind of following on from that, I suspect this is the sort of thing you probably don't want to talk about too much, but Donovan's a guy, obviously, you know, that still, I imagine, got a lot to learn at quarterback, but he's obviously got a really high level of athleticism. Not that Jack or Mike can't run, but do you think about, especially with the 4-game redshirt rule, anything this season, building in something that maybe lets him in select games, whether it's this weekend or another one, you know, kind of have a role within that offense?
I think Donovan has done a great job in practice. I think with any freshman that you're excited about, I think that's really the fine line, you know, is I think we would love to be able to play some of the freshmen that are ready to in 4 games, but significant time in those games. You know, you don't want to, you know, sometimes you can't control it, but you'd rather not burn a game, you know, with 2 plays. You know, you'd rather let them play 10, 15 snaps. The hard thing is you can't predict how the games are going to go or which 4 you'd like for them to play. If you knew that, you were going to need him, you just play him right now, get him in there. And now I'm not speaking specifically for Donovan, but any young freshman that, has earned that opportunity. So that's the fine line in the balance, with guys that you feel like can help your team, and those conversations are not just coach to player, those are player to coach as well, and families are involved in that and years of eligibility. So you're mindful of that. And there's been different times in my career where a kid had to burn a red shirt and you wish you could have saved it. They didn't play as many snaps as you would have liked. So that's a conversation that we have weekly, not just, with the coaches and our staff, but with the players as well. And we're excited about Donovan. He's not the only freshman that's in that category where we feel like they could help us, but we're also trying to do the right thing by them and their families. So that's a good question and something we talk about all the time.
Obviously, seeing Davion Irvin point extra a lot in the first couple of weeks, really in the third down roll-off as he gets his first touchdown. What have you guys liked about him? What do you feel like he specifically brings to you in the role that you guys have created for him so far?
I think Irv has done a nice job. He's got good wiggle. He's got some burst. He's got a good change of direction. And I think he's embraced his role. I think he's appreciative of having an opportunity to contribute to the team. I think everybody, wants to be a part of the team and contribute, and everybody has a role. And I think his role has grown. His availability throughout spring practice and training camp has allowed for him to improve, has allowed Coach McCullough to pour into him and help him and get better, because he does have some natural athleticism and some skills. So, we're excited about Irv and appreciative of his contributions. And he's done a nice job in those roles, and we look forward to him to continue to do that.
Yeah, thoughts on A.J. Barner and the tight end position in general? Are you getting what you want out of it in the passing game?
Yeah, I think we can incorporate the tight ends more in the throw game. I think the first game, Peyton had maybe 4 catches, if I'm right. I think A.J. had a catch. Saturday was just a little bit of a unique game, and certainly we were trying to run the ball more effectively. But I think they're a big part of what we're trying to do, and I think those guys provide good targets for the quarterback. They provide yards after catch. They can loosen up the defense. And so, I think, like I said, I think Peyton had 4 or 5 catches in the first game. I think the most maybe Peyton's ever had is 7, maybe somewhere in that ballpark. And we would love to incorporate all those guys, certainly Peyton being the primary target at the tight end room and tight end position. But we can do a better job of that. Like I said, Saturday was just a little bit of a unique game and just kind of how it went, and also what we were trying to improve at, based on who we were playing, how they were lined up, those types of things. I thought there were some opportunities for the quarterbacks to throw the ball to the tight end Saturday that we didn't take advantage of. And then certainly A.J. capitalized on his one. Jack made a nice throw, and the run after catch and the effort by DJ and Swinton there to try to get an extra hat on the guys chasing after him was good to see. So those guys are a big part of what we do, and Kev's doing a great job with that group. Thanks, guys.